Greetings everyone. Ohuru Tech is proud to announce an open source chatbot for combating the COVID-19 situation. These are difficult times. Outings are cancelled, social interaction is minimal. We cannot go to schools or universities. We have to work from home. This has led to an environment which is very static. Life seems to have come to a standstill. We are here with a chatbot that can help you in these times. COVID Communiquer, the chatbot, offers latest information on the pandemic, answers all your general queries about symptoms, current status, number of cases in your area, and gets you a list of all essential services with their contact details. Access to information is necessary. You need to be updated on all the latest happenings and number of cases specific to your area. This information, although available online on multiple platforms and even broadcasted on TV, makes it cumbersome for us to get all that aggregated in one place. So this application gets you that in the simplest way possible, a chatbot. Let me quickly proceed with the demonstration of the app. As soon as you open the app, you will see this login screen. Now if you have an account, you can directly log in or even create an account if you don't have one. I have created a test user for demonstration, so let me just log in quickly. After I log in, I get the chat screen as a default screen. Let me start by greeting the bot. I'm just gonna type in hello. We can have a quick look at what all this bot is capable of doing by either clicking on this cute little button or even directly asking. So I'm just gonna ask it, what can you do? Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a curated list of all the essential information that you might need in this time. So let me just go through some of the very cool features of this bot. As mentioned here, you can get a risk assessment test in which you can enter in some information which we swear will not store or use anywhere, just convert it into a bunch of numbers and feed it into a machine learning model. And then you can know your chances of getting infected by this deadly disease. There is another test called the recovery rate test, in which basically you can know how much chances you have of survival if you unfortunately get infected by this deadly disease. Now, another thing that comes to your mind when you see all this is how this is even different from Arogya Setu. Now, I'm just gonna ask this question to the bot. Well, it answers the question. So, essentially, this is a bot, and that is an app. Bot is really simple to use. App might or might not be. I'm not saying Arogya Setu has done a really good job. Still, it's more easy to use, and we are not competing with Arogya Setu. It's just that it's a lot of personalized information and much more features, and you can have both the apps functioning, and you can have it all at the same time for convenience. Now, let me move on to some of the more features that this chatbot can provide you. One of the essential features which might help local vendors to grow and make it very convenient for us to have daily items in this pandemic is that you can order stuff from this bot. So let me just say I want to buy. You can phrase it in different manner, that doesn't matter. There might be a network issue right now. As you can see, it gives you a list of all the vendors that are available in your area. This list is fetched from the Django server that is basically running behind this and access requests through APIs, and it just gets a list of every vendor that is in your pin code. Now we assume that because of proximity you will personally know them. So I'm just gonna click on this A to Z stores and wait for the bot to ask me further questions. Now ordering is as simple as typing in here the item and their quantity. So I'm gonna say 10 packets of chips. Done. Now this will make a post request to the server, and it will register a request there, allowing you to basically order, and the vendor will be able to see this in his dashboard. I'm just gonna quickly open the portal and show you that. I've already keyed in the username. I'm just gonna type in the password. As soon as I log in, I can see all the delivery requests that are for me. This is the test user delivery request that I got, which is 10 packets of chips. Done. I can very well deliver it. I'm just gonna log out and continue with the presentation. So now let's say you have an urge to buy an ice cream and you don't know what zone are you in. And suppose your zone was just declared as a green zone yesterday. It's gonna quickly type in that I am in which zone. And boom, it just checks that Hyderabad, which is the current location that this test user has entered, is a red zone. So unfortunately you won't be able to eat that ice cream.
Alright, so let's go ahead and see the other features. So another feature available is to view the latest news in India about the COVID-19. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Now what this is going to do is it's going to call the IBM Watson Discovery Service, and it's going to bring the top 5 headlines and their links about COVID-19 in India. This is one feature. So let's go ahead and see the next feature. So as discussed earlier, there is an option to get a COVID-19 risk assessment test. So what this is going to do is this is going to ask a few generic simple questions like your patient's gender, or it's going to ask you your age, are you a healthcare worker, and stuff like that. So we can see that the model has calculated that the risk of infection for me is around 41%, and it's also detected that I am currently in a red zone. So and it also provides you with advice on what you should do. From here we have two options. We can ask how do you know, and we can also ask to set up a physician appointment online. So on clicking how do you know, this is going to give us information about the auto AI experiment that was run on IBM Watson machine learning, and it will also tell you that the model has been trained on around 70,000 records and to give us this particular answer. So let's go ahead and instead select the other option, that is to set an online physician appointment. So it's going to ask us, okay, what day would you prefer? I'm going to go ahead and say I want to book my appointment on Friday. So after asking this, is going to ask me, or what time are you looking for? I am looking for let's say 6 p.m. So now it says that yes, your appointment is successfully set for day after tomorrow at 6 p.m. So what this is going to do is this is going to go and set up a request for an appointment on the doctor's portal. So I'll just quickly show you the doctor's portal. So once clicking on the checkup requests, this is how the doctor's portal will look. So right now I can see the number of appointments people have booked, and you can go ahead and click test. And yeah, I can see this is the user, the date, the time he's applied for, and I can get in contact with the user by looking at his details. Okay, so let's go ahead and explore the other feature that we have now. So there is something called list of essential services. So what exactly is the list of essential services? This is going to provide me with with a list of important services or important government organizations or people who are trying to help out each other. For example, there is an example. I can go ahead and look for the fundraisers who are currently serving in my location, which is Hyderabad. So what this is going to do is this is going to go ahead and give me a list of all the fundraisers who are currently serving in Hyderabad, and I can get in contact with any one of them. Say for example, I'm not interested in this. I want to instead look for something else in some other location. Instead of going for the menu-driven approach, I'm going to go ahead and say, show me the government helpline number for Mumbai. And this is going to send a request to the webhook, and it's going to bring me the government helpline number for Mumbai. I can do this for any district in India, and I can look for most services as you have seen earlier. Moving on to the next feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the next feature that is available, the case statistics. So let's go ahead and look for the case statistics in my location. So I'm currently based in Hyderabad, and this is going to tell me the number of cases, number of active cases, number of recovered cases, number of deaths in my current location. So for example, I am interested in the number of recovered cases, and this is going to go ahead and bring me the number of recovered cases in Hyderabad. Say for example, I'm looking for another location. I'm not interested in Hyderabad. I want to look for the number of active cases in Kolkata. So this is going to again send a request to the API and going to give me a number of active cases as 850 and number of deaths in Kolkata. So the number of deaths in Kolkata are unfortunately 186. So this is the next feature. I can also view the number of cases in the whole of India, in any state in India, or any district in India. Next feature, moving on. So the next feature is basically what will happen if I am diagnosed with COVID-19. Basically, this is a mortality or a recovery rate test. So I'm going to go ahead and click what will happen if I am diagnosed with COVID-19 or a loved one is diagnosed. So this is basically going to give me suggestions and tips on what I should do if I know someone or if I myself am diagnosed, and then going to ask me, would you like to take a percentage of recovery test? So this basically is going to ask you questions similar to how it was asked in the risk assessment. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this. So upon filling this, it has detected that my chance of recovery if I'm diagnosed is 89%. I can go ahead and ask how accurate is this, and this is going to go ahead and explain what is the backend procedure. So it says that this has been trained on IBM Watson Studio's Auto AI, and that is achieved an accuracy of 72% at the moment. And let's go ahead and come back to our main menu. So we have pretty much gone through every feature that is available in the menu-driven option over here. But say for example, I am looking for something that's not particularly in this. For example, I am interested in what are symptoms, or simply let's just say for the sake of simplicity, let's go ahead and ask symptoms of COVID-19. Doesn't even have to be a full question. I can go ahead and this is going to bring me up answer from the backend. So all of these answers have been provided by the IBM COVID starter kit, and most of the answers have still remained the same, so because we believe that they have been from a proper source. So for example, sometimes there are situations where the backend for a particular question has not been coded. For example, I want to know when will colleges reopen. I'm a student and I am actually concerned with such questions. But what happens when the bot doesn't understand what I am asking? Maybe because it's not encountered with such a question before. So in this case, I can simply go ahead and type, look for my query on the internet. So what this is going to do is similar to how the news feature worked. it's going to take my phrase that it didn't recognize, and it's going to ask the Watson Discovery Service to look for the phrase, for articles related to the phrase, and I'm going to get some brief summary, the title, and the link where I can further read about whatever I looked for. So these are some of the core features of the app, and finally there is one other feature which will be showing you next.
Another feature of this app is that you can basically see how your state is performing during this pandemic. This defaults to Karnataka. You can choose whichever state you want to. Since the user is of Hyderabad, I'm going to use Telangana. It loads in the data for you, and it's consistent with the data that we provided in there. It shows the number of cases. The graph is unfortunately up, but let's just hope we are together able to combat the situation. Now let me just get into a little bit of tech stack that we have used. We are using Flutter for this application. Flutter makes it easier for rendering in both iOS and Android with native performance. What else is there is the Django server, which listens to all the API requests, and it talks to an IBM chat Watson, which through the use of APIs again. So this is how this app is working. Also, we are using blocks for state management, which is essentially storing your state. Like if you are logged in, you should remain logged in. If you're chatting, then that all those states are being done by blocks. This is the tech stack that we are using. Thank you very much.